out there?
In the corner, that's noise.
Corners, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wherever you want me.
Excellent. Keep going. Alright, welcome to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Josh Williams here with Eddie Trump. Say hello, Eddie.
Hey, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing very well. Thanks for giving us a few minutes here.
Sure.
So, we're at the Chiller Convention here in Parsippany, New Jersey. I was wondering if there are any awkward fan moments either today or maybe your most awkward fan moment doing these kinds of shows.
No, I mean, I just, you know, a lot of people that come up want to ask me trivia questions.
Oh, they want to stump themselves?
Yeah, it's become my life, it seems, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that they watch the show. You know, people have to understand, though, it's just a fun bit we do on the show. I don't walk around thinking I know everything, you know?
And I'm sure they edit out all the ones that make you look better, right?
Yeah, well, they love when I go crazy. Anything that makes me go absolutely ballistic, whatever they have to do to get that out of me is what they set me up for, because it seems like the audience and the network love when I have meltdowns. So they set me up for the meltdown a lot, but it's all good. I appreciate you know, anybody that cares about what I do and watches the show and comes out to these. And this is always fun for me because I live very close to here, like, you know, just a few miles from here. So for once, I barely have to travel to go to an event. So that's really a big benefit for me. Not getting on a plane or even driving in Manhattan to be right in my area is really cool. So I was trying to make this at least one or two of the days of the 2 times a year they do it. It's always fun.
Excellent. Now, on that metal show, you guys cover a lot of the classic rock and hard rock. I was wondering if there's any thought to doing like some of the harder, like death metal, hardcore, grindcore kind of bands.
No.
You guys don't cover that kind of stuff?
No, we don't. And there's not any, to be honest with you, there's not any plan to. And the reason why is that, first of all, the channel we're on is called VH1 Classic.
Sure.
And people tend to forget about that second word in the name of the channel. The entire channel is built on classic music, whether it be rock or R&B or whatever. It's all classic music. So our show is an extension of the channel. To that end, we've had in our world newer people on lately. We had we had Corey Taylor on, we had Rob Flynn on. To us, those aren't new people. I understand that those aren't new artists, but in our world and for a channel like VH1 Classic, it is new. But we're never going to be. If you watch the show closely, there's always moments where we will name check a band that we like, or mention or blurt out a name we like, or work some of these bands into our discussion. But the fact of the matter is, none of the three of us are really. I won't speak for Don and Jim, because they may be into it a little more than I am, but it's not what we're about. It's not what the channel's about. It's not what the demo that they go after is about. And honestly, I mean, in the world of television, you want the most recognizable people you can get on TV, so that when they stop that channel, and if people don't know in the mainstream who these artists are, you're not going to have success. And we've been very successful. So we found a formula that works. And the last thing people have to really understand is that all the artists we do have on, they've got nowhere else to go either.
It's true. There's not a lot of venues.
It's not like they can go to Letterman or Leno or for the classic guys, they have no home either. So you can't be everything to everybody, but we do the best we can.
Speaking of the classic rock guys, Ted Nugent's been in the news a lot for a lot of controversial things. You fall on the side of hero or villain for Ted?
I fall on the side of free speech. I think that there's tremendous overreaction, and we live in a world that's way too hypersensitive these days about anything anybody says. And being a broadcaster myself, it makes it very difficult sometimes to do your job the way you want to do it. That you got to walk on eggshells. That one thing you might say might tweak somebody the wrong way. So in my view, I believe in that people should have, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, people should have the ability, as long as of course they're not directly threatening someone or anything, but they should have the ability to say how they feel. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. If you agree with it, that's fine. My favorite broadcasters in history have always been somebody like Howard Stern. I'll give you another example. I love Bill O'Reilly and I love Bill Maher. Now you can't find two different politically different sides, but I love both of their shows for the same reason. That even though I don't agree with what both of them have to say all the time, I appreciate and respect that they have the balls to do it. So that's what I'm about.
All right, so I think the most important question we have is, are you honored to appear on Metal Rules TV, and why?
Listen, I am honored to be on Metal Rules TV, and I appreciate, honestly, anybody that cares about what I do, whether it's Metal Rules TV or whether it was, I was on Howard Stern a week ago, or whether, I get any opportunities to talk to people and connect with people. I mean, I've been in this business for 30 years, and I think it's important to never get too high or too low, and you never know where the next great opportunity is going to come from, and who knows who's watching Metal Rules TV right now, that this could lead to something for you or me or for everybody. So
we could have a party later.
We could. So, no, I appreciate it.
All right, so plugs, obviously, that metal shows. Any of the projects or appearances you want to plug when you're coming up? This will be out this week.
No, really, I mean, it's funny doing this TV show. It's amazing to me how many people sometimes don't realize that I actually still do 2 radio shows a week, and that's where it all started for me.
Sirius Radio.
Yeah, I do a live show on Mondays, starting at 6 Eastern on the Hair Nation channel, Sirius XM 39 every Monday.
Recently moved from the Boneyard, right?
From the Boneyard to Hair Nation, yeah. And I have a show that's on Q104 on Friday nights at 11 here in New York, and that show's syndicated out to a bunch of cities and online outlets. If you just go to eddietrunk.com, you can find all the stations and places to hear it. And VH1 Classic, I mean, we're in the middle, as we're doing this, of new shows. We'll be doing more in the summer and pretty much through the year. So we're excited that the show's continuing and growing, not only in America but around the world. And just grateful that everybody watches it and supports it. And the best thing to do, I'm pretty active on Twitter, so people follow me at Eddie Trunk. Try to keep everybody up to date that way as well.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, guys. Maybe you guys can fill that whole death metal void.
Well, we kind of try to do it. We have